this was the week where 2 billionaires are going to space. And the worst part is they're coming back. The first is Richard Branson, whose passion projects include holding a concert in Venezuela in support of a coup, taking Barack Obama parasailing a week after the United States elected a fascist, and attempting to stop climate change and then getting bored and expanding his Virgin America airplane fleet. And now he's going to space in the most obnoxious way possible. Here is Richard Branson arriving at the launch today. This is Richard on a bicycle between 2 white Range Rovers biking to the launch site, guys. Takes off helmet, gives glasses to random guy, outstretches weird arms.
Let's go to space, Richard.
So even though he's about to pour millions of tons of CO2 into the atmosphere, the guy is biking to the launch. What is he? He's offsetting the carbon. Oh no, I'm offsetting the carbon. That's why I got to be flanked by 2 Range Rovers. Fuck you.
That part. What were the Range Rovers for? Security?
Yo, it should be illegal to be like an evil billionaire, but also this boring, right? Like honestly.
Yeah.
No.
Like, how do you? That was the lamest looking thing I've ever seen in my life. How does not one billionaire have any sense of, I don't know, style?
It's very Yeah, well, I mean, he's trying. That's the thing. Like, he hired Stephen Colbert to like announce the launch and kind of like roast him a little bit. So like, it's even more annoying when a billionaire thinks they're cool.
Yeah.
Than when they're like, no, I realize I have no personality, but I own you. You know, like,
yeah.
Like, okay, cool. At least, and you like, you're bald. You know, you've no personality. You wear a hoodie, fine. But Richard Branson is like full head of hair.
Yeah.
Just like, I know it's cool. The kid's like Stephen Colbert, and you're just like, oh, it's so annoying.
Man, I'd rather we launch Branson, Missouri into space. Can we do that? You ever been there? We can lose that.
So I did reference this earlier in the laundry list of things that he's done in trying to like save the world, and one of them was back in, I believe, like the 2010s or something. But before Virgin America became a thing, he pledged to donate $3 billion towards fighting climate change. And then a few years later, Richard Branson fails to deliver on $3 billion climate change pledge. But no one was following that. You know, he is with Al Gore, who was also supposed to stop the change.
Yeah, he really dropped the globe on that one.
So again, this is like, it's also a little bit of a intercepting of Bezos's big launch too. He's got his Blue Origin company that's going to launch him into space, and there's been
Elon. Don't forget Elon and his rockets. I think they're all doing a pissing contest, right?
Yep, they are indeed. And you know, Blue Origin even put out a tweet that was like, there's like a column and it's like a Blue Origin versus Virgin Galactic flies above the Carmian line. Blue Origin, yes. Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Galactic, no. Vehicle type, Blue Origin rocket. Virgin Galactic, high altitude airplane.
Like, they should be so embarrassed.
Like, so it's basically because it was a plane that like dropped the vessel that Richard Branson and these other pilots were inside of. Whatever, they're trying to say that it wasn't a real launch. The pissing contest has absolutely begun. Now, obviously, the question is why? Most media outlets are just fawning over what's going on. They're not asking, what are we doing there? What is the point? Some of them are sort of like putting it like burying the lead a little bit about what is actually going on other than these guys can do it, which is that it's all in the service of, and I'll read this flight will deliver more than a priceless publicity gift. Oh, what is it? It will be a turning point in Branson's ability to raise the money needed to take the company closer to its declared goal of operating as many as 400 flights a year. For there will need to be many more rounds of fundraising to move from a virtually hand-built prototype to having the industrialized volume production needed to build a fleet. That's right. They are making this a commercial effort to fly people, rich people, into space. So NASA ended its shuttle program 10 years ago and hoped the private companies would step in the void. I don't know if they hoped it in this way, but Elon Musk's SpaceX regularly carries astronauts to and from the International Space Station. So doing the government's job, that's one thing. But more than 700 people have already signed up for commercial passenger flights that Virgin Galactic says will start in 2022 at a price between $200,000 and $250,000 each. Due to the numbers, the company stopped taking reservations. Branson believes the demand will be stratospheric after Sunday's flight. And lo and behold, the stock prices of Virgin Galactic have soared. And yeah, this is doing exactly what they all wanted it to do.
And the only way we'll ever see any of this is if we're hired to be comics on the fucking trip. This is like worse than a cruise gig. You're just in space for 20 days.
Is it weird when your girlfriend? Like, oh God, everyone's just puking all over themselves. You're just like, oh, I'm getting, $50 plus like a free meal.
Yeah, I get the buffet after they've all had their pass at it.
Yeah. It's like astronaut ice cream.
Right? Yeah.
It's pretty sick. Anyway, it's a good gig. Bridget, what are your thoughts on this commercial space travel initiative? A lot of people, including probably a lot of people in the comments, very sensitive when one criticizes what is happening.
Oh man, I mean, I have a lot of feelings about this. I have a lot of feelings about billionaires. I feel like if you're a billionaire, call me when you're ending poverty, call me when you're ending climate change. I don't give a shit about any of this, right? Like, rich people get to go to space. Like, I guess maybe I'm a bit cynical, but I feel like when you have this level of obscene wealth, if you're using it for essentially a pissing contest space race, it's just not interesting to me. And I also feel like it kind of weirdly feels like the beginning of some sort of like post-apocalyptic horror movie where we're ruining this planet with climate injustice, and now wealthy people can go to another planet. It's like, I don't know. Something about this just feels very beginning stages of a movie that I don't want to be in.
Yeah. Wall-E.
Yeah, I think we fucked up when the original astronauts played golf on the moon because rich people love golf, and now they just want to go to space and play space golf. I mean, it's
mostly to play space golf, also like research purposes, but mostly space golf. My par was like, my handicap is like -1. I don't even know what par is, but I am with Bridget on this, and I am just like, I'm so done. I think now everyone's shown their hand. This is not about research. I'm going to talk about the exact research that is being done on this Virgin Galactic flight. It is just about vanity. These are vanity projects that cost millions of dollars and also are emitting tons of CO2 in the atmosphere. And weirdly, people who have been heralded like Elon Musk for, well, he made a Tesla. And it's like, yeah, but okay, what are we like? Now he's just going to, utilize all those fossil fuels to get him. If he'd had a solar powered rocket, I would fucking, bend the knee. But that's not what this is.
Also, aren't we helping subsidize Bezos's trip? Like, didn't he get some crazy tax freaking credit or something to do this?
Unclear. I was trying to look into this. I believe Congress may have thwarted that, but yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing.
It's even a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, ridiculous. And so go ahead.
I was just gonna say one last thing. I'll probably get hate for this, but with Elon, I mean, he would be my last choice because I mean, his cars blow up. I don't want to be on his rocket in space.
In this house, we do not like Elon Musk. We should have done an SNL monologue before Elon. We are salty. But so I asked Twitter, I was like, why are no media outlets covering either the environmental impact of all these launches or the value that this is actually adding? Because you just hear scientific research, but we don't see those results. We don't know what's actually going on. And so some asshole like tweeted at me like, oh, it's right here, look. And it hadn't been reported anywhere, but there was it was very, very hard to see in like major news outlets about what the actual research was. And it is, there is a woman, the second Indian American woman to go into space. Her name is Shririsha Bandla, and she is researching, and I'll read it to you guys. She's activating 3 plant-filled tubes to release a preservative at a critical data collection stage and standard Earth's gravitational force before the rocket boosts, just before entering microgravity, after the conclusion of microgravity. So the reason she's doing that is because for years, 2 researchers from the University of Florida in Gainesville have been using plants to study biological changes in organisms when they travel through the Earth's atmosphere and into space. The experiments are aimed at arriving at the answers to fundamental research questions essential to understanding the impact of space travel on humans and other organisms. Okay, let's dissect that just a little bit before we move on. So no one's actually looking at the way that space travel is impacting humans and plants on Earth, right? We just want to know how the plants behave when they leave Earth, right? Here we have, and this is where I get kind of fucking celestial about it, you know, and like woo-woo about it. We've got a pretty dope-ass fucking planet, man. I don't think there's a lot of planets in the universe. I mean, yes, I believe there's other planets out there. I don't know how many of them can sustain life, right? I'm guessing not all of them. We know not all of them, right? Earth is an amazing place. And so instead of taking care of it, instead of honoring it, instead of preserving it, we're taking plants like the movie WALL-E, like Bridget was saying, going into space and being like, is it dead yet? Oh no, it died. Oh, and I guess it doesn't like it when there's no gravity or water or air or oxygen. Oh no, like that's all we're doing. What the fuck is the point? Why don't we fix the planet that we've got that is perfectly fine?
Well,
I'm so mad when people are like, what's really important? It's not. You're recreating the movie Mars. You're recreating WALL-E. You're trying to sustain life. Oh, so we can go fuck it up with hypercapitalism on some other fucking planet?
Right.
Sorry. I'm like,
no,
hey, thanks so much for watching the Bitchuation Room podcast live stream. And while you're here, why don't you just subscribe to this channel? I promise it'll be good.